Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin
voices.
um. So today we have another topic. So what is today's topic? Just change that. I don't know why it's black. It's to be red. There you
Okay, today in Latin voices, our topic is visibility with intention, how to build trust and influence online and attract.
go. Yes. So that's what we're gonna be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia. Everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I live here in Ontario, Canada, original from Cuba. I'm also a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, but I live in United States. I am a former educational assistant. I'm a wife, a mother of three, a grandmother of two, a proud digital business owner, and a mentor.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. We also want to let everyone know that sorry, every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into the webinar, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. Um, and tonight we have a live webinar. So that's at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to register for that one, you can register. And the second button that you get there is the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. Um, in addition to that, we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you probably wonder, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, so we have a live webinar tonight. If you want to learn more about our business plan, don't forget to register on any of the websites you see on the screen. Uh, Tonight, our host will be Shannon. She's a retired wedding planner. We are also going to have Tori. She's a teacher turned into a stay-home mom. Julie is a waitress server, and Florden Lisa is a health worker.
We also have Crystal, a corporate job quitter, Cherie and Ashley, the two sisters, behavior specialist and a retired athlete, Rachel and Joy, um, Sam and constructor retired, and we also had Chic, a stay-at-home mom. So today webinar is going to be almost a full house of Canadian power. The people that actually they make a decision and they're changing their life and they will share with you. So the only thing that you have to do to get access to this amazing business webinar is to register in any of our links with your name and email. And remember, the times are 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that is today, Thursday, June 12th. Okay? So if you want to know about it, just register and learn.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. So our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replays have subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and you can attend tonight's live webinar. All right, so let's dive in into our topic. So what is today's topic?
So as we said before, today's topic for our Latin voices are visibility with intention, how to build trust and influence online.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking today. So let's be honest, okay? So showing up online consistently can feel overwhelming, okay? Because it's first of all, we're not so used to be in front of the, like showing ourselves. So that could be a little bit overwhelming. So you probably are wondering, like, for example, what should I post? That's one of the first questions that everyone is asking when they start their journey. What am I supposed to posting in there? So how do I stand out without selling all the time? It's another one. And how do I get people to actually trust and follow me? And that's another one, especially when we start our business page from zero. We are always wondering about those questions, um, because to start getting followers at first is hard, when you're starting from zero, but as you keep posting, it keeps you keep having people following you. So if that's you today, today's live is for you, okay? Because visibility isn't about showing up everywhere, it's about showing up with intention. Okay, so today we are talking about today we're going to be talking about how to build trust and influence online by being real, by being strategic, and by being heart centered. Okay, so that's the big difference between seen and being trusted. So you can post every day and still not connect with people unless you are intentional about your message and presence. So you're probably asking, okay, so how do you create content that feels authentic and builds credibility? Well, that's what we're gonna be diving today into three keys that can shift your visibility from meh to magnetic. Okay, so what are those 3 points that we're gonna be talking today?
Okay, the 3 points for today. First, get clear on your message and mission. Second, be consistent and human. And third, use every post as a trust building opportunity. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about these 3 points.
Yes, thank you. We do have a comment here from Wolfkin Jeffs. He say, "That's good. I like it. That is more understanding here for friends." I guess because you probably were watching in Spanish yesterday. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching. Okay, so let's start about the first point.
All right, so our point number one, okay, is get clear on your message and mission. Okay, this is really important because you want to know what your message is, what your mission is, so you know who you're targeting. When we say who we're targeting, it's like who is your audience, who you want to work with you, who you want the be the one that see your content, who you want to inspire. Okay, all right, let's get in. People don't follow noise, they follow clarity, and that's so true. Sometimes people get a lot of followers, like when you're making a lot of noise for a second, but if you're not consistent, you will lose all the followers, and that's it. That's the end, unless you keep it going. Okay, you don't need to post everything, you need to post what align with your purpose. Okay, so that's here important. You have to find your purpose, and then when you find your purpose, you're going to see what can you post around around your purpose. Okay, what do you want to be known for? What problem do you help people solve? How do you want your audience to feel after hearing from you? So those are like the main questions that you have to ask yourself, so you can discover your purpose, and then you can discover your message. Okay, and when you get that clear, you will see your mission. Okay, example of this: instead of posting random quotes or trends or themes or like freedom, resilient mindset, family, and anchor your content in them. The clearer your message, the stronger your influence is. Remember, clarity equal trust. So what we say this, okay, it's not because we're an expert yet. We also learning. When I started, I didn't know what were my message or my mission or my purpose. I just knew that I had to start and I had to start posting. But I started noticing, like after a while, when you start from 0 followers, and you put every day good morning and you don't put nothing else, and then you disappear for another 3 months, and then you put it a good morning, people will not connect with you. Because remember, we want to connect with people. To connect with people, you need to start making trust is the first sell that we have to do here. Okay, so how you make trust with people, how do you get that trust out there with your audience that doesn't know you, with the other people that are interested on the same thing that you're doing, but they don't know that you're doing it. Okay, so the best way is to know. Okay, so when you know your message, okay, I want to help people with this online business. I want to show them what this online business can offer them. So then I have my content already. Now I know, okay, this is going to be my message. So how I do that? So now as a nurse, like how do I show the people that this business is actually working, because before I always was sharing how hard it was to spend time or have time for myself or have time enough with my family. I was always picking up chef. I think in the beginning of the when we started with this life, most of the time of my life I was at work hiding in the corner with my uniform, trying to go live on my business page. But people started seeing those struggles. They were like, oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't have enough time for this. I didn't have enough time for that doing at work. I was at work all the time. So now, go back 4 years later, most of my life I do it at home. I can show people that my life is changing. I can show that this business is actually working. So that's why we say align your message with your mission and have a purpose. Because when you don't have to like make the noise. You don't have to like it's not about like you have to create that trust. How they know the things are going well or are happening for you. So I think that's the main thing that I related with this topic, Sandy. But I'm still learning. I still sometimes you get a little bit lost too, and you don't even know. Sometimes your purpose. You get lost with what to post, but it's a process. We're all here. We're learning and we're earning at the same time. So that's the bigger part.
Yeah, so Jesse, like you said, we're not experts, but we have learned, right, through our journey. When we first started, we didn't know anything, and we were just doing things that we thought that were okay, But now that we have learned some, we want to share, and that's why we are talking about this point today. Get clear on your message and your mission, because there's too much noise online. Everybody's talking and doing trends and doing this and doing that, but we want to tell people what really works. Being clear on your message. You can't be talking about one thing today, one thing tomorrow, and be all over the place and not have a clear message or a clear mission. So you don't need to post everything. You need to post what aligns with your purpose. So, to have a clear message and a clear mission, you need to know what your purpose is. And, my purpose is to empower, inspire, and motivate mothers out there who are looking to have um, more flexibility, more quality time with their kids. And so that's what if you go to my page, you're going to find mostly content for mothers. And, the thing say on here says, align what aligns with your purpose. What do you want to be known for? So that's got to be your first thing. You need to know, what do you want to be known for, right? What problems do you want people to help people solve? And that's part of your mission, knowing what you're trying to solve. How can you help other people, and how do you want your audience to feel after hearing from you? We want them to feel inspired, to feel motivated through our story, because we are not people who started knowing everything. We had struggles, we had obstacles, we had fear and doubts, but we decided to take action. Even though we didn't have all the answers, even though we didn't know everything, we were tired of the life that we were living in, that a repetitive cycle. So we decided to do something different, right? And so every day we're coming out with a different topic, with a different message, trying to inspire everyone that is connecting with us. And the example here, instead of posting random quotes or trends, choose themes like this. Talk about freedom, talk about resilience, about mindset, because mindset is the beginning of everything. You have to be in the right mindset, right? Family, and anchor your content in them. So always try to inspire people with this, topics like this, especially talk about family. What is it that the business or whatever it is that you do, and how is that helping, and how is it improving the lifestyle with your family. And then the clear have a clear message, the stronger, to influence a little bit stronger. And always remember that clarity builds trust. So be transparent, be unique, be authentic, be you. Don't pretend to be someone else, and always show people the real you. The daily things that you do throughout the days, and share those moments with your family. We're not talking about just posting about the moments, the highlighted moments, but talk about your daily life. How is it your daily routine? How do you do your business with your family? And how this business is adapting to that. So I'm always posting, because I have my son with me, I have my grandson with me as well. So they're always with me, and I try to post a lot about what my daily day to day is with them, and going out just to the park, being outside, having time with my parents. And that's what I'm trying to show people. Not that I have financial freedom, not yet, but I'm working on it, and I'm working on something of my own, right? So that's it, the kind of inspiration I like to give people, that when you set your mind on something and decide to take action and really work hard on your goal every day, you get closer to it, with your daily actions.
Yeah, thank you, JC. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, you guys pretty much mentioned everything here. Just to add to it, when it comes to your message and mission, even, like sometimes we do have our message and mission. Sometimes it evolves. Okay. So sometimes it changed a little bit and you have to tweak it a little bit. Um, because, for example, something that might have worked before is no longer working because there's more competition. For example, before you could have been more generic, but now you have to be more niche. you know so so those things, it changed a little bit. Like we have seen, for example, in our community where they were targeting mothers, but mother is like too broad, so you have to be specific, what kind of mother. Or for example, like nurses, same thing, what kind of nurses are you targeting. So for example, there was one member in the community, she was targeting burnout nurses, so you're very specific to that. Um, so you as you go through your journey, you start, seeing who you are connecting with, and then you start shifting, so modify. So it's like any business, like you have a business, but if you want to stay, in the competition, you have to keep adapting, you have to keep doing strategies. um so that's what I would say for that. But like, who do you want to be known for? That's you, that's your story. You want to be someone who will inspire others through your story. Okay. And the problems that you want to help solve, well, it will be the same problems that you encounter, because people are going to relate to to your story. So what were the problems that you were encountering? Were you like someone who were burned out, someone who didn't have time for their kids, their family, because of the work? And how did you want your audience to feel after hearing from you? Well, you want your audience to feel, to relate to your story, because you want to be able to see themselves in you, like like what I'm telling about my story, like for example, who I was before and how my life is changing along my journey. For those who follow us, they can see, how we're changing. So like Jessie was saying before, like before, when she started, she was doing the lives at work, now she's doing the lives at home. So people can see that shift, that like now she has more time. So that's, like you want to be able to have people connecting through what you're sharing, through um like that's me, that's how I can be, if I follow the same step, I can also be able to reach, those more flexibility and freedom, is be able to build more income, without have money work for me and not me working for money. So um that's what you want to feel. You want to make them feel related to you, through your story, through your post, so they can see themselves. This is what's happening to me now. So if I make some changes, I can change my life, for a better lifestyle, for a better work-life balance. So by doing that, you're sending your message. It's a strong message because they're gonna feel related to you, and through your story, you're influencing them, to be able to see the opportunity that is in front of you, that they have options. And that way you're building that trust. Okay, so point number two.
Okay, so point number two, be consistent and human. Trust is built through consistency and connection, not perfection. And showing up regularly, even if it's just a few times a week. Let people see your face, hear your voice, and feel your heart. Share behind the scenes stories and lessons, not just highlights. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Um, so you want to connect and you want to show up for your business in your page every day, um, on daily basis. You don't want to do it once a week. You want to do it every day, at least 3 times a day, and have you know content that adds value to them, that helps other people and inspires them, and let people see your face. Show up just how you are. That's how you're gonna connect with other people. They're gonna relate to you more whenever they see you, they hear your voice, and they feel, they get your vibe, and they can really see what you stand for, how you act, your attitude, and your values that you showcase when you're going live. And share moments from behind the scenes every now and then through your stories. And just like I said earlier, about your daily life, things that you do every day, not just highlights of moments that you have every now and then, but the real you every day. The things that you do with your family, what your passions are, what you really enjoy, and your hobbies that you enjoy every day. And I like nature a lot, so a lot of times I'll be just hiking, walking, and I'll be, recording, and then I'll share that in a story. I share that in a reel, because that's what I truly enjoy. I love connecting with nature, and I also love fishing. So a lot of times, I'll be going out with my parents. My parents love fishing, and so they kind of gave me that love for fishing, because I was always with them. We were always out in the lake, in the river, wherever. And so I enjoy that. And that's what I do. Every now and then I'll go out with them, and I'll be fishing, just sitting out there, relaxing, just letting all the nature sink in, and I really enjoy that. But I'm also very passionate about sports, so I'll go out and play different things. We play volleyball a lot. Um, since 3 years back, I've been playing a lot of pickleball because I love pickleball. So that's something else that I do on at least once or twice a week. But let people see that side of you, because like I said, they're going to connect with your passions as well, because people that likes fishing or people that likes sports, that they're going to connect with you for that you have. And then the example here is one of the most engaging posts you can make is simply talking about a lesson you learned this week. People relate to real. They buy people. They buy from people they feel they know, and that's why you have to be unique. You have to be transparent, and you have to be you. So the more human you are, the more powerful your brand becomes. So don't be afraid to share who you are and let people see the real you, because that's how they're going to connect with you. And that's how you're going to build trust with them as well.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Isa, when why we say be consistent, as I was saying before, if you post once and in 3 months you post again, and then after that spend 6 months and then you one more post, people we don't trust that this business is like whatever you're doing is working. People will not see it because you don't feel empowered enough to show your whole history, your whole journey. So if you are consistent with your posts and you're consistent with what you put out there, people we connect. Remember, yes, we want likes, we want followers, but we want actually even connect with one person at a time. When you connect with one person at a time, you are changing that person's perspective, you're changing that person's life. And that's what it's all about it, because it's marketing. And why we say be human, because we are human. You want to have that part of kindness, that part that show up, that you can connect, really connect with other people, where um you people will expect something for you because they're connecting. So if you're posting, I don't know, a reel once a week about food or about dancing, or you're have a podcast every Wednesday talking about mindset or mind shift or whatever you are doing it, and you're consistent with it, your audience will always be waiting they always be waiting that podcast, that reel, that share, because they know that you are consistent with it. And when how you create that connection, I think we have done it before and we have said it before. It's that I was most of the time you create that connection just sharing your story. You show your journey, you show who you are. You talk to people, you answer their messages, and you're vulnerable. Yeah, you just not sharing all the like flashing all the good things on life. You're also sharing the bad parts too, when you have a hiccup or when you have something that you weren't expecting about it. People will connect as well with that. So just be you, and share your story, and you will see that connection will happen. And just when you keep doing that, you're doing consistent. You will like, it will become like a part of your norm, doing this, like these things, a part of whatever you do in your business. So that's what I have to say about that part.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, you guys mentioned quite a bit in detail about this. Um, but I just wanted to add to this was like consistency. Yeah, consistency is one of the first key to be able to build trust. You really have to show up every day to your business, even if you post at least one post a day, but you're showing up to your business, because that's how you start building that trust. And like all of you mentioned, sharing your story, documenting your journey, because that's how also you want to be able to build that trust, because people are going to see from when you started, from your struggles, and along the way, um, until you continue achieving your success, because you're going to still keep going, right? So people are going to follow you, and they see how you've been transforming, like if, for example, if people go back to our first lives, they're going to see how we have changed from when we started our first life to where we are now. So um, they get to see they get to really get to know you as you go. Like we mentioned before, share the things that you love. Those are the things that people are going to connect with you, in that human connection. If you're someone who loves, like Isabel say, like she loves fishing, there's going to be people out there that loves fishing, so they're going to connect with Isabel. So you have to really be you, be authentic, because you cannot pretend to be someone else. And that's something that we made mistake at the beginning, because we try to see other pages and then we try to emulate that, but that's not you. You gotta be you. So you gotta uh, show your face, so people get to know you. That's something that sometimes we are afraid to do so, but like we have to overcome our fears to be able to build that trust, and hear your voice. Well, you can do either voice, with reels, with lives, and that way you can connect and speak from the heart. Okay. Because that's really what you're sharing from your own heart to them. And sharing behind the scenes stories and lessons, like that will be more, like documenting your journey as you go. So what are some of the struggles that you have faced along the way? How do you overcome them? Because through those ones you're gonna inspire other people. They're gonna see, okay, well, yeah, I have also struggles. So if she was able to overcome those, so can I. I just had to shift my mindset. So you really inspire people through your story, through your journey, by documenting. So that's how people are going to start connecting with you more in the human way. And that is more powerful, because your brand becomes more powerful because of that way, because of the connection that you're building, the trust, through your story, through your journey, sharing your journey and showing up every day. Consistency, very important. Okay, so point number 3.
All right. So, point number 3, use every post as a trust building opportunity. This is really important because it's about what you're saying on your post and how you're saying it, okay? Because it's not just say hello, it's also say hello, how are you? All right, so let's get deep in, okay? Every piece of content is a chance to build a connection, credibility, or community, because it's not just about sharing all about you. You also want to interact with the audience that is watching you, and I think we already talked about this in other ones. You want to keep the audience, comment or interact or tell me how, because you want to keep the audience, you know trust. You want to make sure that you are making that relationship as well with your audience, okay? So here are really good points. How you do this, how you build the opportunity, okay? So you're going to educate, you're going to share tips, lections, or how to do things, Jesse, that sounds good, but how do I do that? you know make a post about every Monday. Share tips about, I don't know, depending on what are you doing or what are you actually promoting. But on our case, that you're promoting our business, because you want to be part of the business and you say yes to you say yes. So what you're going to do, you're going to share maybe like your journey, um how to create a post, how to create a good video, how to create a video ad or something like that, or even how to invest or do something. So that's the share tips. You're going to do something they actually cash the audience, but also that you actually giving them some information. Okay, empower. You're going to use storytelling to inspire actions. How you empower other people. In the beginning, Jesse, I start with you. I want to see part of the business, but how do I empower other people out there? Easy. Share your story, share your journey, share your testimony. And if you want more, our community is so awesome that we have um, like you can actually share other people journey as well, to empower other people that they see there's not just one, they just three. We are 1,000 around. I think we're at 235,000 people around there. But anyways, probably Sandy will tell us the good number because she's so good at this. So anyways, it's just about inspiring, telling your story and your testimony. Do you got the number, Sandy?
250.3K members.
There you go. So that is all around the world. How amazing is that you can also share other people's stories, because sometimes um, we don't want just to convince people. We want to show them how this is happening, okay? And how many people as well is happening at the same time, okay? So engage. You're going to ask questions and invite response. We already have been telling us, register or send out a comment or comment right here, or you want to say a specific phrase, start today or something. You're going to be creative when you start doing all of this. You might go crazy. You don't worry, all these ideas are going to come up, okay? Instead of saying join my business, maybe where I was scared to start to, but I took the first step, and now I get to work on my own terms. What will freedom look like for you? So you giving them just part of the story, but you want them to tell you what this freedom means to you. What will you do if you had this enough time? So that just not give like oh yes, I have free time, but you also sharing them. We are connecting with the audience at the same time. That's what the kind of content that you want to put out there, okay? So that is a conversation to start. It's not a pitch. It's not like you're selling like a ride the hog, because when we're selling ride the hog, people get, I don't know why, we all get like, oh no, thank you. And you want to build this trust, okay? Be a guide, not a seller. Lead out with value, not with pressure. So if someone is not interested and they tell you, hey, it's fine what you're doing, but I'm not interested. You know what? That's okay. But at least you shake it up. At least you know the information. Maybe today is not the right time, but maybe in 3 months from now, maybe 6 years from now, you will be ready for this generation of business. So it's not pressure. You are not pressuring people. Just buy me right now. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're here for. We're actually changing life, and that's what we're all proud about.
Thank you, Yessie. So yes, use your post to to gain trust and build trust with your followers, with your audience. Every piece of content is a chance to build a connection, credibility, and community. But remember, you have to know your purpose. What are you trying to do? Like, put your intention in every post. You have to really ask yourself every time before you post, like, would this help somebody? Like, what am I doing with this post? How am I adding value to others who are taking the time to read it? And always educate by sharing tips, lessons on how to do whatever it is that you're sharing, right? Like Jesse said, we're sharing this business opportunity. So every time we come live, and most of our posting is talking about our business opportunity, and we say it in a million different ways, right? But we share the opportunity, like let people see what this is doing for us, and for the 250 some thousand members that we have already in the community. So if we have that many members and we have seen, what this business has, we see the potential, we know that, is making, it has made so many people in our community become millionaires. So we know that there's potential there. So share this opportunity with other people and empower them by doing, by sharing your story, by inspiring them, and sharing the actions that you're taking daily to become that person that you want to be, inspiring them with your story, with how you were brave enough, to start a journey in something completely unknown to you, and also engage by asking questions and doing invites, and responding to their questions, engaging with them, and actually having a conversation, building trust, and being there for them authentically without trying to be silly, or pushing a sell. So the example here is, instead of saying join my business, try something else like this. I was scared to start too, but I took the first step, and now I need to work on my own terms. What would freedom look like to you? And that's why we share our story, because we didn't start being ready. We didn't start by knowing it all. We just started because we were ready to start building something different, and to start building something of our own, um, full of fear, because we were, like I said, we were getting out of our comfort zone, and started doing something completely unknown. And I remember, it felt overwhelming at the beginning, try to get to know everything and follow the training and trying to do all of that. But now I can say, that it is well worth it. That's what happens when you're trying to adapt a different lifestyle. You have to go through changes. There's going to be a learning curve, but it's well worth it. And that's a conversation started, not a pitch, and a building trust. So, when you talk to people, and you actually engage and ask them, like, what would freedom look like to you? You want to know why are they looking for an opportunity? Why are they inquiring about what you're offering? You want to really build that trust, and build that connection, build that communication, and build that um, friendship, so that you guys can get to know each other, and really inspire them through your journey. And be a guide, not a seller. Lead with value, not with pressure. And that's what we want to do, really add value to people, and show them that anything is possible. But it's gonna take you time. You have to really be persistent. You have to have the right determination, and you have to be willing to learn and adapt to new things. So that's what I have.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So we have a comment here for, well, we can see the comment, but he's probably like emoji. So he's thank you, Evans, for watching and for your comment. We also have some like emojis from Mugerwa Nick, love emojis from Martinez Flaco, Wolfgang Jeff. So thank you everyone for all the comments and heart and like emojis. Okay, so to add to this, uh, yeah, so you will not be able to use your every post that you have, to build that trust and building opportunity, So how do you do that? So when we have shared, like in previous points, about educating, like through your post you can educate. So for example, like right now, this live is an educated post that we are doing, because we are educating you, how to build trust with your audience. And most of our lives that we are doing, we're kind of like giving you tips, giving us strategies, giving you behind the scenes through what we are teaching you, because what we have been going through, like what lessons have we learned along the way. So those are ways that you can connect with your audience, because they can connect through your story, through your journey. So empower, so when we're talking about empower, is about, what were the actions that you did, how you can empower. So you can empower them in different ways. Like one is, like you were you had your struggles at the beginning, and then you took action in this journey, because you wanted some change. Another way that you can empower them is, for example, I'm losing my voice, sorry guys. Another way that you can empower them is, for example, when you face a struggle, a setback, or a challenge, how do you overcome that challenge, so you can show them that, that you can overcome challenges. You don't have to stay there, and feeling sorry for yourself. You can do something about it. So that's the way that you can empower them, you know, by taking action. Um, Engaging, for engaging, you want to ask them, open questions that will make them, reflect, that will make it interact with you. So that way, invite a response. So those are the type of questions that you want to ask. um, and if we break this example that it is here, we're saying, I was scared to start too. So that was the lesson, that you're showing them. You were scared, but the empower point here is, you took action. So that's how you help them to inspire, by taking action. Yes, you were scared, but you took action. And then the engaging, on this example, will be the open question: what would freedom look like for you? So you make them think about it, and then, if they are open to it, they will share it with you. What would freedom look like for them? But those open questions will make them reflect on their life, on their journey. Like, am I on the same situation? What maybe I should take that step, and also, to be able to change my life. So those questions, it make them reflect. So it make them think, because, like, we live in a world that is like, we are living in a cycle. We're on the go, 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 that we don't stop to think and pause, to reflect in our life, to really evaluate our lives, to think about, do I is my the way that I'm going with my life, is it really the right way, or do I need to make changes? Do I need to have more balance in my life? But we're so conditioned to be on the go, go, and on that cycle, that we don't stop, and we don't think and reflect in our lives. So by doing having those opening questions, it make them think and pause and reflect on their lives. So that's how you're gonna be able to connect with them. So in a way to building that trust, and not, like selling them, that way. So you're guiding them, but not selling them, and you're leading them with value through your story, through your journey, and in not a pressure way. You give them that open uh, reflection that they can do, to be able to reflect in their life, to be able to change, for a better way. So that's what I can add for that point. And the key takeaway for this topic.
Okay, the takeaway for today is intentional visibility influence that lasts. You don't need to be everywhere, you just need to show up where it counts, with purpose, with passion, with presence. Know your message, show up consistently as yourself, authentic self. Use content to create connections, not just attention. And because when people trust you, they follow you, and when they feel you, they buy from you. So that's our takeaways. Powerful today.
Yes. And sorry. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our live. So we want to say thank you to everyone who has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. Um, We want to say also thank you to for those comments that we have today and the heart and like emojis. And we hope so that what we shared today with you, it will inspire you. You will learn from it, and you got some tips, um, that you can utilize, if you're doing social media, or if you want to start your online business. Now you have some ideas, and you won't start like blinded, so you will be better prepared that way. um so for those who doesn't follow us on our Facebook, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we post. And also, if you're watching us from YouTube and you are not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we post new content and when we are going live. So that way you don't miss any of our postings and lives, and you keep learning about this online business opportunity. And when the time is right for you, when you feel ready, then you can take this into this online entrepreneurship, and we'll be happy to guide you, along the way. Um, so saying that, if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, we do have free info sessions, free webinars, every Tuesdays and every Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So we have one tonight. So if you want to learn, how our online business plan works, and then also you want to hear, from the panelists, which are members of our community. They will be sharing with you, why they decided to start their online business, and also, how this online business has transformed their lives. So you can register into our websites with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to tonight's live webinar. And on that email, you will receive two links. So one is to register for the webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And the other link you have there is the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend tonight's live webinar, for example, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community. And also you get more information about the business. So um, there you go. So if you want to know who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar, here are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, so today on our live webinar at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have Shannon as our host. She is a retired wedding planner. We will also have Tori. She is a teacher turned into a stay at home mom. We're going to have Julie. She is a waitress server. And we're going to have Flor and Lisa. She is a health worker.
We also have Krista, a corporate job and a job quitter, Sherry and Ashley, the two sisters, behavior specialists and retired athlete, Rachel and Joy, Sam and constructor retire, and we also have Chic and a stay home mom. So if you want to get access to this live webinar for today, Thursday, June 12th, the only thing you have to do, register with your name and email to any of our website. Their times are 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So you will get access to this amazing webinar and learn from there and have more information about it. And maybe this business is for you.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. And if you're catching tonight's live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you're catching the replay of tonight's live webinar, the replay has subtitles in several languages. All right, so let's dive in. And what is our topic for next Thursday?
All right. So for next Thursday on Latin and Latin voices, we're going to have content with heart, creating posts that truly connect and convert. So you want to know a little bit more about how what content to convert leads and buyers? Just tune in with us next Thursday on Latin Voices.
Thank you, Jesse. And what message do we have to the audience today?
Okay, our message for today. What's one way you're going to show up with more intention this week? Drop it in the comments so we can support you. So please type in your comments. What is one intention you are showing up for this week?
Yes, so that's so we have arrived to the end. So yeah, let us know in the comments what have you learned from us today. You know, what is it that if you have any other tip that you want to share with us, we're happy to read it too. And if you want to learn, you know, you have question about this online business opportunity, you can also type more info or send us a private message, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. So saying that, we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. And like you mentioned, you know, if you wanna if you wanna learn how to earn online and start your online business, we have a free webinar tonight at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So all you have to do is just register in any of the websites with your name and email address, and we'll send you that. Other than that, I want to say thank you to everyone for being here with us today. And I want to wish you a happy and blessed day. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. And until the next episode of the
Latin
Latin
Voices.
voices.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Bye. Thank you for watching.